This game has an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
This game has an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
This game has an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
We have reached the final leg of the India Poker Championship Final Table Series 2.0, and today we are going to stream the 7th final table out of the promised 8 tables of this series. Good evening, namaskar and welcome. My name is Peter Abraham and I welcome all our viewers to the final table of this 40 lakh guaranteed Headhunter event. This time, I'm going to be joined by not one, but 2 of the most handsome faces from the poker world. We're going to be joined by the poker hunk who has won several titles on Bazi, and that includes the Bazi PPL main event. And he's none other than Siddharth Karya. If Sid could have joined entertainment, then our second guest has already become the top sensation of our streams for his acting skills. He has also won the Player of the Year title at the Asian Poker Tour 4 times in a row. And that is none other than Sam Razavi. It seems today's stream is going to be about getting charmed by these 2 fine gentlemen. So please join me in welcoming Sam Razavi and Siddharth Karya on this live stream. Sam, Siddharth, welcome to the live stream. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it's great to be here as always. And the legend Siddharth, finally we get to chat face to face. I'm excited.
It's so strange having been called a legend by the legend himself, Sam Razavi.
Massage the ego. Let's go. This is a day of massaging.
There we go.
Love the start.
It's a regular mutual admiration society happening here on this live stream. And why not? Because both these gentlemen have lots of achievements to their credit. And before we get into all of that and the conversation about the finalists on this final table of the Headhunter event, let's get a little bit of fun going with Siddharth Karia doing a game face for us. Siddharth, we've been asking all of our guest commentators and panelists to try and put their best game face on. So maybe just do something impromptu. What's your best game face when you're trying to trap someone?
I think I have something in mind. So let's go.
Go for it. Go for it. I think you'll win a lot of chips if you start throwing that game face around on the poker table.
Yeah. I have to just stick with this, and I think the chips would follow.
Yeah. Well, we've had a fair few attempts that have been made at the game face challenge, and they will continue. We're still at the the end of the FTS schedule, but it's not over just yet. In the meantime, though, we're going to talk about the finalists of this Headhunter event. And the reason, of course, why Siddharth Karia is with us is because he was the winner of the same event the last time around in FTS 1.0. But let's come back to the tournament in question for this evening, and that is, of course, the Headhunter event. 266 entries took part yesterday, and after that field pretty much ran through, it's now down to the final 8. And here's a look at those finalists. In top chip position is Ajay Lathuria playing as Lucky You with 1.21 million in chips. We've been told that he has not had a major score till date, so this could very well be one of his top achievements and a first major title for this 37-year-old player from the city of Delhi. He's sitting on a stack of 51 big blinds and has been playing the game for almost the last 7 to 8 years. And next in the counts is a player called Hitesh Batra playing as Hitesh Bhai. And that's 1.1 million in chips for Hitesh, who has been a Spartan millionaire in the past. He's been playing poker for almost a decade now. And based out of Mumbai, this 34-year-old has got a stack of about 47 big blinds. The next player on that chip count is, I'm sure, a very familiar name to Siddharth Karia as well. Pulkit Goyal in the third chip position, playing as champion player with 913,000 chips behind him. He's, of course, the winner of a WSOPC title in a PLO event not too long ago, and scored that sweet ring along with that prize money of $80-something thousand. So plenty of experience there, Sid. I'm sure you have tangled with Pulkit a few times in the past.
Yeah, for sure. We've had some battles, and he's my pick, to be honest, to take this tournament down. Mostly because I don't think he'll be afraid of making moves, and with maybe little with due respect, but with little less experienced chip leaders, he might get away with it. And once he gets going, will be difficult to control his aggression.
Well, Pulkit Goyal rightly, he does stay true to his moniker in most cases, a champion player, lots of achievements on Spartan Poker and the other websites out there. And of course, we'll be looking at him playing as aggressive a game as we possibly can see. 28 years old, from the city of Bathinda, is Pulkit Goyal, and he's in the third chip position. Following him is a player called Tilakumar S, playing as Royal Killer. Wow, there's some serious names here on this FT, right? 813,000 chips for Tilakumar. We don't know much more about this player. The next player on the counts, it's Vinayak Bajaj with a stack of 409,000 in chips. His biggest accomplishment is cashing in the WSOP main event, which is certainly a big, big sort of an achievement, no matter where you cash out in the WSOP main event. And I love his nickname. Initially, I thought it was one of those Japanese manga kind of names, but it's actually Ha Ye Garmi. So, for just to translate that for Sam, it actually means this heat. It's a very, very cheesy line, but I like it. I always like all of these killer nicknames, so to speak. But
It's a cheesy Bollywood song as well, right?
Yeah.
Dance number.
So there you go. Yeah. Maybe that's next on your playlist, Sam. I mean, just get primed up for that one.
I was finally about to say it sounds like it might be like a song. So yeah,
Sam, it has a special dance step. If somehow you can pull it off, I'll be a fan for the entire life.
Well, there you go, Sam. More things to target.
It's coming. It's coming, for sure.
From now onwards, you will be ridiculed once you see it, but it's...
No way. The fact that he'll actually take it up. I think the fact that he'll attempt a Bollywood number, song and dance might just win plenty more fans for the already quite popular Sam Razavi here in India.
Wouldn't have asked anyone else, but knowing, having seen him on camera, I think if anyone can pull it off, it's him.
Well, it's that famous Trump line that he keeps touting, I'm the best that there is. So yeah, this could just
No one knows more about Bollywood than I do. I'm a fantastic dancer, a wonderful dancer.
There you go. And we should have as much entertainment as we are having right now in the course of the live stream coming up shortly. But let's take a look at the next player on this count of the Headhunter event. Manish Gandhi is the next player. He is playing as Pot Lords, and he's got 380,000 in chips behind him. 7th in the IPC main event for 10 lakhs, 3rd in the full house finale on Adda 52 for 9 lakhs. Certainly with a stack of 16 big blinds, this player, who I'm sure Siddharth Karya is familiar with, is definitely no slouch at the tables.
No, and one double up, and he's there in the reckoning as well. One of the more aggressive players, if not the most, on the final table.
Well, next up in the counts is a young man from Goa, and that's Myron Pereria, who's playing as... I don't really know how to pronounce this, so I'm going to go with Z369. Myron Pereira playing as Z369 with a stack of 283,000. He's, of course, won the PSL Season 3 Virtual, and he's also been a runner-up in the previously mentioned Full House finale on Adda 52 for 14.3 lakhs. Myron's been one of the old hands at poker. He's been around ever since we've been doing the India Poker Championship in Goa, and so someone who's got plenty of experience playing live and online. This 33-year-old is, like I said, based out of Goa, and I think Siddharth, you've probably tangled with him as well a few times on the virtual and live bouts.
Yeah, I think I first met him during the Poker Sports League. And have seen and played versus him ever since. One thing that strikes out whenever I interact with him is his calmness. I think he's very calm. I've never seen him tilted or even bothered by many things, which is, I think, a very strong suit to have, especially on the final table. So he might want to ladder up, might want to stay cool, calm under the pressure, and see how it goes from there.
Yeah, Myron's got this very zen-like. He's generally a very quiet sort of a guy. Always has a nice little smile every time we meet him, and a soft-spoken gentleman, no doubt. So all of these qualities holding him in good stead as far as this final table or any final table is concerned. Last but definitely not the least is Siddharth Barot, who's playing as I punt, you call. So Siddharth Barot there with the shortest stack at the table, 167,000 in chips behind him, and that's just about 7 big blinds. I think, Sam, like I mentioned, single-digit big blinds here. While it doesn't take much to double up a couple of times and get into the thick of it, he's almost got like a, pick your spot and just get it in situation going for him.
Yeah, and also on the back of what I said before, where you should be a bit more cautious about what you're shoving with, you can also sort of be a bit more generous with your range, your calling range, when people shove on you, because people are going to, they're going to shove on you, understanding they're going to shove on you much lighter. You then need to start open up your calling range and not be so tight there. But it is what it is. It's the usual 7 bigs, find a spot, get it in, and hopefully you got 14 bigs. 28, 56, 112, bam, we're gone.
Right.
Won the tournament.
won the tournament but not the medallion, because this gentleman is not going to let that go too easily. But Sid, I guess you too will agree with the approach that Sam has mentioned here. It's just something that you want to try and open up for.
Yeah, I think very well covered by Sam. Also, I think he has the lucky name going on for him. Siddharth won the headhunter last year,
right.
So might as well make it twice in a row.
Well, Siddharth Barot, you have certainly one Siddharth in your corner besides all of us here at the commentary booth. So make sure that you sort of live up to the headhunter legacy, if you will, with that name. And what are they fighting for? Well, let's take a look at the payouts for this headhunter event. Remember, 40 lakhs guaranteed is the prize pool for this tournament. And right up top, you've got 5.65 lakhs for the winner. And then the smaller payouts, 7th place 95,000 and 8th place 69,000. So plenty of prizes to play for, and let's not forget the bounties that all of these players score will add to that prize pool even more. And like all the other featured final tables of this series that we brought you, along with that prize money, the winner of this tournament will also get an 18-karat gold medallion, a game face mask, and a special gift hamper from Spartan Poker. And remember, the FTS leaderboard worth 30 lakh rupees is also very much in play. Many of the players who are participating in this series are grinding the entire schedule to try and score a top spot on that leaderboard. And 10 lakhs is what the winner of the FTS leaderboard is going to get. At this moment, we've been told that the two players who are neck and neck on the top of the leaderboard are Ankit Bajaj, and who plays as On My Mac, and of course the very well-known lol this guy, that's Arjun Pasricha. Both of these guys are battling for points. And in fact, Sid, I'm sure you've played with both these guys, and just to let you know that they also finished within a couple of spots of each other. I think it was 14th or 17th or 17th and 20th in this particular headhunter as well.
Yeah.
So very, very interesting sort of a race there.
Yeah, both are regulars and both are very, very, very good players themselves. Lol, this guy is, I think, a leaderboard specialist. He just, especially for Spartan, I think IOPCs and FTS has always been around with these leaderboards. And yeah, like say if there's a 13-14 day IOPC, day 1, tournament 1, I'll see all this guy grinding the whole thing, which is pretty sick to have that consistency and do well and win a lot of money along the way.
Yeah, Sam, I mean, we've obviously seen and commented on lol this guy over the course of this series and previous times as well. It must be a really comforting factor to, score some points and a prize. Maybe it's not necessarily the title, but even getting into the money deep, right off the bat at the start of the series would really lend itself a lot of comfort for a player.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all about the momentum and the confidence, and I don't know much about fighting these leaderboards, but yeah.
Come on, that's as humble a brag as you can possibly get right there. Says the 4-time consecutive Asian Player of the Year. Doesn't know much about leaderboards.
No, but I think it's a good thing to focus on, because it kind of forces you. I really got involved in that leaderboard because I by mistake I saw there was a leaderboard, and because I ran deep in the first events, I saw that there was something to fight for, and I think I just sort of pressured me to keep playing and keep pushing. And I think if those leaderboards hadn't been there, I probably after the first season I might have laid back a bit, but you suddenly feel the responsibility to go and fight. Yeah. But yeah, in a nutshell, I think it's good to chase these leaderboards because it keeps you, holds you accountable to your game, and you keep fighting for it. But it's interesting. The other players on my Mac, is it? I don't know if that's a deliberate or not. But I remember years ago when I used to grind on another big site, there was a guy called Jesse McKenzie. He was a big Australian grinder, always in the satellites. He plays us on the map. So I don't know if they know each other or if it's just
been inspired by that one.
But it's an interesting coincidence. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. All those players on that final table, they are gunning for not only each other's bounties, but of course that 5+ lakhs prize up top. But before the final table gets underway very, very shortly, let's give our viewers one last chance to become a part of the FTS 2.0 series. And you can do that by just answering this contest question. Name the only king card without a mustache. Name the only king card without a mustache. 5 lucky winners will get a ticket into the 20-seat guaranteed satellite to the FTS number 24 event, which takes place later today, 7:30 p.m. So make sure you get your answers in there in the comment section along with your Spartan Poker ID and tag 3 of your friends. And who knows, you could be a part of this series. We're almost at the end of the schedule, but that should not stop you from taking part in these contests. And who knows, you might just be able to ride this one for free and make millions and millions. So make sure you be a part of this contest question, and we will have one more coming up in the live stream as well. Well, the hunters are getting impatient, so let's start the final table of this 40 lakh guaranteed headhunter event, where the winner takes home that sweet up top prize money of 5.65 lakhs. And Sam, would you like to say it?
The precious 18-karat gold medallions is
well, that's, yeah. Well, that's Sam Razavi for you. He's definitely got an eye on every medallion that's up for grabs. And with that, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Siddharth Karia for joining us on this live stream. Siddharth, thank you so much for sparing us the time, and we might see you on the final table of that main event. So good luck for that, and thank you once again for being a part of this.
Thanks for having me, guys. Cheers.
Well, let's not waste any further time, and the cards are going to be up in the air shortly, so players, put your game face on.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, we're just about ready to get things going at this Headhunter event. 40 lakhs guaranteed prize pool. And from 266, it's now down to the final 8. The cards are going to be up in the air really, really soon. And we're going to see the first hand here with the champion player having Queen Jack off. And a pair of 6s for Hai Garmi. That's exactly how I'm going to say that ID as we go along on this final table. And
Yes.
What do you think, guys? Does it look like it's going to be a lot of fireworks right off the bat, or just people going to take it easy on this one as well?
I mean, I think, like I stick to what I was saying about headhunter tournaments and people being attracted to the lure of the bounty. So I think there'll be action straight away. Although it seems to be. Oh, okay. So the 6s have limped. Is that the username? Is that the dance that?
Yeah. It's the song from a Bollywood film called Street Dancer. I had no idea when I spoke about it earlier in the broadcast, but from production, I was just given a heads up that I need to watch a lot more Bollywood, at least as much as Sam has been watching. So it'll be a lot easier. And damn, there goes that flop for Hai Garmi. That's indeed a hot flop for him. And of course, Hai Garmi is Vinayak Bajaj, who's playing with that, hitting his set on that flop.
Yeah, and pretty dead turn here because, the 6s, there's a 4 to a straight out there. Lucky You's picked up some showdown value, so there's no need to bluff. And this is probably going to go. I mean, it'd be nice if Hai Garmi, is it?
Hai Garmi. Garmi, sir. Garmi.
Hai Garmi can find a value bet, and he has found a value bet here. And a nice disciplined fold by Lucky You.
Well, lucky you, the chip leader starting off this table. Ajay Lathuria playing as Lucky You, 1.2 million to start off with. He lost a few chips in that particular hand, but still very much the chip leader with just over 50 blinds. And it's a good time to welcome to this live stream our co-commentator, Muskan Sethi. Muskan, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you here.
Hello. Yeah, hi Sam. Hi Peter. You both look so fresh.
Handsome. Handsome is the word that we were discussing earlier.
Okay, handsome. You both look really handsome.
That's right. Sam and me are bringing the glam to this broadcast.
So yeah, interesting tournament. Sam, do you agree that fairly bounty tournaments are new? It's a new format than what a normal MTT tournament is, a hold'em tournament. So I feel like there's so much room to play around and kind of exploit the players who are not studying this format.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's I love these bounty tournaments, and yeah, as I was explaining before the stream, you do have to be kind of cautious with how you play your stack sizes as opposed to in a regular tournament, because number one, people are more likely to call you light. You can't really make you can't really make as many moves, and as well, there's a dynamic of trapping big stacks by flatting short stacks with a strong hand to induce marginal shoves by bigger stacks. So there's a lot of different dynamics that go on in these bounty hunters.
Yeah, there are some players who are. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but I just following up to what you said. I feel like there are few people who, go for the bounties, and they are basically out there to, obviously their ranges are quite loose, and there are some players who do not realize that bounty effect, and they
Well, a big pot going the way of I punt you call. His tens overcoming the threes of Myron Pereira playing as 369. Sorry, Myron, I just can't help myself. It's a very cool name to. You don't get to make sounds when you're saying usernames, so it's nice to see that. Unfortunately for Myron, though, he's lost a fair chunk of his chips in that hand, and he is now the short stack with 67,000 in chips. I beg your pardon, 87,000 in chips. I really ought to get my specs.
I hope Myron doubles up. I played PSL with him, so he's a very nice teammate to have. He's always, encouraging you. So I hope he gets another double up soon. And lucky you, it's time to flip.
Yeah, it's one of those unavoidable situations, but.
So why? What's?
I mean,
yeah, why is there no snap call? Okay. Fair.
Well, ace is up for lucky you, and just like that, easy come, easy go. Siddharth Barot playing as I punt you call, started as the short stack, got a great double up through Myron Pereira, but is the first casualty at this headhunter table, eliminated by the aces and kings of Lucky You.
You've seen that movie Lucky You, Sam?
No.
Don't.
Is it
the Eric Bana one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's such a
okay.
terrible representation of poker, I felt.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like, oh, come on, aces, I'm going to fling that in the air, and the slow-mo camera, I'm like, my God, everything that we work for in the industry is like, oh, anyway. I could go on and on.
I love Rounders. Rounders has to be the best movie.
That's a classic. I think even with John Malkovich's over-the-top Teddy KGB, I thought that was just a fun film. It's still absolutely a classic. So
those characters, they're still alive in our minds. It's that crazy.
Absolutely.
Even that show, Billions, did one of these episodes where they showed a poker game, and they recreated one of those hands,
That's
of one of the famous hands. So it was quite nice. Molly's game was too much about, just the controversy in itself. I wish we could see some Nice. Actually, they did. They profiled this player who tilts a lot. That was like they show him, losing everything, going. Yeah, that was only in-depth player profile. But yeah, this hand, I guess Hitesh Bhai decided to click back.
Bit of a decision here for Myron whether he wants to pull the trigger on this one. And I'm going to say I'm going to just head out to find those specs of mine. But before I leave, Myron Pereira, good luck to you. 369. I hope you win this hand, man. I'm going to see the end of this hand before I head off.
Yeah, this is a snap call from the King 10. I mean, with the bounties in play.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was 2 all-ins, but I mean, it's still a call, I guess, anyway. But yeah.
Peter, how many bounties? What's the price on Lucky You? Does he have 1 lakh bounty?
Yeah, it does seem to be 1 lakh 200 something.
And 71,000 on pot lords. So now this is the interesting part. These guys, when they get shorter of,
there's going to be such a big bullseye on the backs of these particular players for sure. 1 lakh 273. Well, 273 is fine. We'll let go of that. But the 1 lakh, yeah, that's a pretty healthy sum for a bounty figure.
I'm sure Myron thinks he's good right now. No, Myron, no.
It's time to zzz out of here.
How much does Myron take home?
Yeah, that's a good point actually. For 8th place, our first finisher on this table took home 69,000, and Myron Pereira, who was coincidentally the second last in chips, has taken home just under a lakh of rupees. 95,497 is what he will get. And sadly, that is the end of 369, and that gives me an opportunity to just head off, and I leave it in the capable hands of Muskan Sethi and Sam Razavi. No more sounds from me for a little while. I'll see you guys on the other side.
See you later.
See ya.
Ciao. Right. Oh.
Royal killer, huh?
Deuces, 8s, ace 9 suited.
Sam, do you also pay taxes when you go and play WSOP?
No, there's no tax. There's no tax on gambling in the UK. Any gambling, there's no tax.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good, but I think I got taxed once in LA. I cashed a WPT for some amount, and they said, "Oh, the tax is $1,700." And I said, "Oh, but I'm from the UK." And they said, "Doesn't matter. Apparently, there's some certain tax in LA that you have to pay. It doesn't matter where you're from." So yeah, they've got me for a net $1,700 over the course of the years. Yeah, I can't imagine how some people actually go and play when they have, tax of 40-50% or whatever. It's
Yeah.
you
So,
have
yeah. I was wondering, when you play a live bounty tournament, are your bounties taxed? Like you pay TDS on your cash out.
What you mean? You mean in general, or
Yeah, like I'm sure you must have at WSOP. When you go collect your cash out, you have to go in a different queue to collect your bounties.
I know that for me, like there's no tax
Okay.
in general.
So yeah, you're the lucky one, and we envy you. Let's
Well, no,
finish it there.
I was going to say that I think I've only ever cashed for 2 bounties in the history of the World Series. So I was trying to remember. I've never run well in bounty tournaments. But yeah, no, there's no tax at all, and that's why I think in those daily deep stacks, those ridiculous tournaments that run till 6 in the morning and they all chop for 10,000 each, they often have the guy from the UK or from wherever that has no tax. They give him the first place prize. They do a deal on the side. So he collects the first place prize, gets a bit extra and gives some under the table.
Wow.
But there was a interesting story. One of these guys agreed. They did a deal where this guy was going to sign for first place money, and they were all going to get a bit more. And as they're signing everything, they look up and they say, "Where's he gone?" And he actually ended up just leaving, and then he actually went and collected the first place money himself. Because the deal is not facilitated by the WSOP. When he signs for first place, he doesn't have to actually he doesn't have to follow through with what he's promised. So he actually went and took the whole first place money for himself and disappeared.
Wow. See, that's a lesson, when things are not in written. I mean, don't take anyone's word for it. And yeah, a lot of these things happen in the poker industry even when people oversell their action and things like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why you have to be so careful before you get involved in any of this. Just enjoy your own game and don't get involved with these punters or whoever, cunning ones who are planning these.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, I was saying that in a bounty tournament, I feel that's just one tournament where you shouldn't re-enter when you're just getting 10 bigs or under 15 bigs. Last minute re-entering a bounty tournament versus any other tournament, any other normal tournament, I feel is such a big no-no.
Yeah. What are the reasons why? Do you ever? Because I sometimes like the idea of trying to spin up, and then especially if there's someone that's sat there with a big bounty and they've dwindled down and they don't have many chips. I see some value in that, but
okay.
I think I'm an online fish. I'm probably not the best to.
No, maybe you're right. I'm sure there's this one player, Karthik Ved. Okay, let's do this.
Hang on a second.
So Karthik Ved says that there's no wrong time to enter any tournament. He's like, there is enough value to you for you to enter with 9 bigs in any tournament, any point. So I feel like he will agree with you.
I like that. I like that logic.
This is going to be bad news for Hitesh Bhai.
Yeah. Can't get away from it. There's a nice 30k bounty is.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about that. I mean,
interesting spot for Lucky. Oh yeah, it's just mucks it.
yeah.
What are you not sure about? Champion players flat here?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that there is a bounty in play, if he does actually have a hand, you might get it all in pre, and then you get something like this. And I mean, it's easy for me to say because we see the cards, but especially, champion players should know that Hitesh, if he does have a strong hand, we don't know how strong, but if he jams the aces there's a good chance he's going to get called.
Yeah, you're right.
In a normal tournament, the same hand, he may lean to fold, but with the added value of the bounty, he's already 3-bet. It's another 5-point-something million to call.
Yeah. No,
I mean, if the king isn't on the flop there, he probably gets paid maximum, doesn't he? But is this sort of situation when you're specifically against a big pair that has become an under pair to the biggest card on the board, that now you can't extract the maximum like you could have done otherwise? So.
Yeah. And this is the second time we've seen champion player on this FT this week. I guess he was here before. And he goes by the name his name is Pulkit Goyal, and he's up against Hitesh Batra. he's actually won. So Hitesh has actually won one of the millionaires on Spartan, which is like a very big deal.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So these two are regs, and they know each other, and they play a lot with each other, Sam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be some unknown dynamics going on there, probably. But
This Manish Gandhi seems to be a fun player. Port Lords. I see him a lot on the tables, and I finally know his name now. Yeah. Stay tuned for another contest. I will be announcing that very soon as I have the details. This is going to be an open from Hitesh Bhai. And Bishop. Finally.
yeah, and this is going to be an awkward spot for Hitesh. Do you think he'll peel or just let it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's so awkward. Look at this other stacks on the table. And
Yeah.
then and in general, like I feel like he has
Oh. Well,
and he made it quite small for Hitesh Bhai to actually he could have easily called. It wasn't like a very big 3-bet. He just 3x.
yes, yeah, that's right. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays down the line, because once you call the 3-bet pre-with
Wow, it's just getting better and better.
you can't fold. It's getting better and better for him, and this is where I'm licking my chops, and the offsuit 10 comes down on the end. But I don't know if champion player will lead again. I mean, he's got to know that he's probably getting called again on the turn. If Hitesh has a hand like King 10, you can always reassess on the river. But yeah, this is just going to go back fold, I guess. Hitesh making the nut flush, and given the champion player didn't follow through on the turn, it's likely he's not going to bet again on the river. So Hitesh may be trying to extract some value out of King Jack, 10s, just in case Hitesh was a champion player, puts Hitesh on a random float.
So tell us in the comments, do you think champion player is going to make a move here? Is he going to try and turn his hand into a bluff, or is he going to fold? And also, it's a reminder contest question that has already been asked on the stream. I'm just going to remind you guys. Name the only king card without a mustache. Excuse me? Name the only king card without a mustache. And the lucky 5 players will get a ticket to a satellite, which is taking place on 14th March tonight at 7:30. Interesting. I hope you guys are following up on this contest. I am going to open the chat very soon. And even I will, it's time to, what happened yesterday? Kevin was here, and we did like a random contest, and it was like make us laugh. And it was too funny, actually. A lot of people came up with jokes. Okay, let's do another one. I will tell you what ticket I'm giving you. But tell me a useless fact about... What should it be, Sam? Should it be a useless fact in general or poker?
I think go for a useless fact in general, or useless facts of the world.
Yeah, please. I want to know a useless fact, and Sam is going to be the judge here. Sam and Peter, when they come back, I'm going to read out some of those facts. And, obviously, they have so much experience that with their expression, I will know which one is the winner. Pulkit Goyal. Let's go. Yeah, Sam. So how else are bounty tournaments different from the normal tournaments?
I mean,
I mean, having a chip lead is so important here, right? Is that one of the big factors?
yeah, I mean, well, yes, I guess so. I mean, you always want to be in a position that you can threaten any bounty. So, yeah, what I was going to say is that there's often you'll find that there's a lot more value in the bounty tournaments because a lot of players think that they have this logic that if they can go in and they can win a few bounties that they'll break even or be winning before they even make the money. So you'll find a lot of value in these tournaments for sure, and they're a good way to minimize the risk a bit, I guess. I mean, you still have to win hands to win bounties, but
of course. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely having definitely building chips is really important, and you want to be able to be in a position where you can also afford to just, call off sort of anything,
I was just about to say that Port Lords, for him, he could fold here because it's just too early. I mean, his stack doesn't allow him to, kind of keep waiting for hands because the blinds are going to pass him soon. So I guess that's the reason he's gone for this. And now because of this, pocket fives obviously can fold, but
this is a 71k bounty.
Yeah, on this guy. Wow.
That's part of the reason why I wouldn't shove this hand, because
people are now more incentivized to call him.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm in the big blind now, I'm never folding this hand,
Yeah, but look at the big blind stack also, no?
Yeah, but
so I guess that's what Manish was able to read, and he just went with this.
Yeah, I mean, a regular tournament, when I've got that stack as well, I'm probably just side fold the king queen, but I wouldn't fold that in a...
Yeah, I know, he must be so tempted, right? King queen, come on, you can have overs, you can have anything, and you can hit your flush.
Yeah, especially when you see Royal Killer, his bounty is 16k.
Yes.
Which tells you he's got to the final and he hasn't really had much luck in bounties as well.
Mm-hmm.
The prize pool is distributed such that the payouts aren't as big because some of the prize pool is taken up, is soaked up by those bounties. So that was a really good opportunity for Royal Killer to actually,
take that shot, take a
shot and make it profitable for him.
Yeah, because he has to realize that even Port Lords is not going to really wait for aces here. Even he realizes that blinds are going to pass him soon, and he has any random hand with equity to be able to just shove there. And you can make that call, I guess. But I guess Royal Killer doesn't want to be the shortest next, right? Because he realizes if he loses that hand, he's going to be the shortest on the table. So maybe just because of that, he made that.
Yeah. Maybe that was the reason. I mean, it's a fine fold, and if Pot Lords didn't have, oh wow, I thought that was all in pre. But if Pot Lords didn't have that big bounty, then I just have no argument for just folding the king queen. But yeah,
you see so much value there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a sneaky check back.
I think it's time. Oh. Who's your favorite Bollywood actress?
My favorite?
Bollywood actress. Oh my God, what's happening in this hand? It's a wrong way to chat.
Yeah, I think it's a bad river for champion player because now Hitesh, while he's bluffing, he's probably not going to fold this river. He's now actually picked up. He's actually made a flush, and so if that river had bricked off, I think we would have seen quite a big bet from Hitesh. He might fold this. The problem is, champion player would have definitely bet a hand like Jack 9, Jack 10 with a heart. So, yeah, not sure what. I can understand the call. I don't know.
Yeah, and most of these players are also playing the main event right now. Like me. Yeah, but to be honest, yes, 100% they are. Because it's a 2 CR guarantee. It's happening right now. It's the last flight. Had only 2 flights today. One in the noon, one right now. So I guess obviously they're not that distracted. Probably they will wait. But yeah, most of them, I tell you, are doing that. That was a quick fold by King Queen. Just because he has so many shorter stacks behind. And we're getting some interesting answers for useless fact. And the other one also, which is the king, the only king without a mustache. Okay. So all the cards are same? Like no one can, is there this one person who created like, Sam?
What if there's one person that created cards?
Playing cards, and decided, okay, the King of Hearts will wear this, the Queen of Spades will have this in her hand. What was it?
Yeah, I can't remember what the origins were of these
playing cards.
But I know that either the kings or the queens or the jacks, they do represent people throughout history, I think, but I can't remember.
Yeah. We look at Sam. Pocket tens won't get much action here, nothing much going around in this hand. And this is going to be a long final table. I can already predict, just because it's bounty. People place sometimes like they're playing range, like loser ranges, but they're still like it's just a crazy thing.
Yeah, no, I thought with the bounties in play. I mean,
now this Royal Killer, if I was on the now that we can see the cards, I don't know if other players were able to note that he folded in that spot when Pot Lords shoved on him.
Yeah, I don't understand why Hitesh is not going after this player in the big. Playing 10 bigs with such a big bounty there. He folded I think he had ace-8, did he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pot Lords is a very funny player. He does some really funky stuff on the tables, and I played a bunch with him. And I always used to message people around and be like, who is this guy? But today, because of this list that I have in front of me, I have everything on him. Wow. He's like getting all tricky because he's got so many. I mean, look at his bounty also, right? Sam, this is what we were talking about, that he needs to be a little extra careful, but he's just completely taking the different line. He's saying, no, I understand. He knows that, he's trying to play the meta game with his opponents.
Yeah. The thing is, this is a bad card to bluff on the end, and I wouldn't be surprised if champion player actually calls this with king high. I mean, it's a shove. Oh wow.
Yeah. Whoa! Look at that! Look at that! That was anyway like a slightly easier call according to you, but still.
Yeah, I mean.
Well done.
the danger is you call and he's got the ace
PG.
3, ace 4, and you actually lose to ace high. But yeah,
So we lost Manish Gandhi. I'm just checking how much he gets paid for this one. 1,30,807. Not bad. Well played, Manish. Keep making these final tables and good luck in the main. Yeah, Sam. So tell me about your favorite Bollywood actress, because you see so many Bollywood movies. I'm sure you have, you have a crush or a slight. Oh,
I really don't know. I mean, I haven't kept up to date enough with.
no, the old times only you can tell me. No, that'll give me an idea.
I can't remember. That's really bad. I really can't remember. It was so long ago when I used to watch them that I literally can't remember the names.
Are you in London? Or
right now I'm in Brighton, which is about an hour from London.
okay.
Yeah. It's on the sea.
Oh.
It's really cold. It's crazy cold. The wind comes up from the sea, and it's freezing. It was so hot about 2 weeks ago, and then the weather just changes.
And is it like a lockdown situation because of COVID?
It was, but it was slowly easing out of it now. The children have started going back to school. They've been back for a week. And they're planning on vaccinating, I think, everyone by July the something. And then I think by July the 21st, they're expecting everything to go back to normal. But we see what happens with Boris Johnson in control. How is it over there?
Still, I mean, only I guess the elders and the frontliners are getting vaccinated, and then slowly people are going to get it. But yeah, and I have the contest winners here. So so let's do the question again. Name the only king card without a mustache, and the answer is King of Hearts. And the lucky 5 players who are taking home the satellite and obviously going to play tonight are Ratan Singh, his ID is new user, Mayank Gupta, Mayank.Gupta 473, Naveen Bajaj, Mega Star, Vikas Bansal, Vicky Yadav 9629, Shaurya Pratap Pundir, Poker Guy 123. So congratulations all of you for getting this, for Googling it right on time. No, I'm joking. Well deserved. And let's do this. And I have some, okay, let me just read out. Oh, no, I want to save it for when Peter also comes, Don't want to.
The facts.
Yeah,
useless facts.
Useless facts. Great hand for me to open. I have his name here.
Yeah, and I think the King 10 is a decent shove spot from.
Oh, Vinayak Bajaj. You're saying King 10 is a decent shove spot? Yeah, I this should have happened pre, but he knew the RNG. He knows how the RNG works.
Yeah.
And a nice little double up.
That was a good flop. 10 high with the flush draw as well. Wow.
PC chips are really like flying,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems to have picked up a bit.
Who do you think is the most aggressive player on this table?
Well, I think from what we've seen, champion players played, lots of hands, but then again, he's had solid hands as well. So,
even Vinayak is now stepping it up because, again, even if he keeps waiting for hands, he's going to be really short. So I guess playing stuff like this is going to help him chip up.
Yeah.
And especially in position, I guess. It's a great raise.
Yeah, and it's a decent flop as well, actually, for his hand. 2 overcards and a gut shot.
Yeah, now he can represent the king. He's got a lot of more kings in his range than Nitesh Bhai, who just defended pre.
Yeah, if he's going to bet, this is the point where he should be starting to, make a story.
Oh, wow. Kings.
It's funny, we've seen a few premium pairs, and every time we've seen it, no one's picked up anything behind. So
That's good, Sam. That's really good. We poker players don't want these setups. It's really painful. I mean, it's. I know you're getting bored, but I'm so happy for these players that are safely. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the table's hot, huh? Share some funny moments with us, from your poker, live poker scenes. I'm sure like a ridiculous request or something weird that someone says on a poker table that you're not expecting.
There was a funny one, actually. I just, I wasn't, oh, this is a good flop. Queen high flush draw for Royal Killer, champion player of barreling through with ace high. Anyway, I just
He'll get away from this, Sam, right? Because there's another spade on the turn. I guess champion player is just gonna check it because he has, a show. He has enough showdown. Also, he's got a pair. He doesn't mind.
Yeah.
Now he hates it.
And yeah, that's quite a big bet. I mean, I wonder if you'd bet smaller where the champion player might have had other ideas.
Yeah.
Check raising, but now. Yeah, so I just finished. I was playing the Aussie Millions years ago when I wasn't too well known, but I made the final table. They showed it on TV. Blah blah blah. Anyway, I went to Mexico to meet my brother, and as I got into the hotel room, I logged onto my laptop. I've got a message from someone saying, "Hi Sam, you don't know me, but I know you." I said, "Okay, it's interesting." He said,
on what? Skype?
On Facebook.
Okay.
I think it's before the message requests would go into a different box. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm the best player in my casino. I'm the only one that wins. Every time I go and play, I win money." I said, "Oh, that's fantastic. Well done. Doing well." He said, "Yeah, every time I go down there, they're all scared of me. I win the tournaments. I'm the only winning player in the casino."
Okay.
I said, "Wow, that's..."
You're the house.
And then he said, "Anyway, do you mind staking me in the PKR $10 freeze out tonight?"
Oh my god, I love it.
And I was like, I said, "Hang on, you're the only winning player. You go crush this casino day in, day out, but you've come asking me for $10.
Oh, that's
Get out
funny.
of here."
Oh, Sam, that is hilarious. Did you ever play at the Vic?
The Vic. I didn't really like that place for
Oh
some
my
reason.
god, I love that place for some
Really?
reason. Yeah, I play like a lot of tournaments there, and I am now like I'm friends with like most of the players there. Friends as in I don't know, like we are on each other's social media. We know when we are playing stuff like that, and these guys are big whales. You don't understand. They're crazy, and the stuff they pull out these old tricks that are shown in movies, and stuff like that. Like and obviously they have this unlimited rebuy thing on themselves. Like how you ticket an online tournament, auto rebuy. They have that in person on them, and they're just rebuying, and they're just crazy players. Some of them are Indian, some of them are like proper Brits, and I've seen one thing about playing in London is that they love banter, a good old banter.
Yes.
And it's like so, and the best thing is when you start talking back at them, they love it. You expect to be like you feel like you're being bullied. They'll just think you don't even have the confidence to talk back at them. They try to get in your head, and the minute you start talking back at them, they love it. Like they'll say, all right. I love that. And so there were a lot of crazy players like that. There was this one guy who was every time I was all in and my opponent is thinking, so I would make that like super serious poker face, yeah. So he would stare back at me for no reason. He's not in the hand and throw a chip. And then he would keep doing that. So and if I don't blink or blink like that, and then I didn't say a word two, 3 times, and then some other player said it because that other player was like, "What if you did that to me next time?" I was just like, "He's getting too used to this, and I don't want that."
Yeah, I played there a few times, but and some friends did tell me that there are some really good games, but if I was closer, it's an hour on the train and then onto the underground. It's just, I'm too lazy.
Any player is going to fold this?
I think he's definitely going to call. He could have the best hand of the 9. I mean, if I... I mean, you can definitely bet again, but I think part of the reason for checking is that if you put your opponent on specifically a flush draw, maybe the only way they can win the pot is by betting, so that's a nice way to try and extract some more value.
Lucky you opening up his pocket 7s, but unfortunately no one else has a hand here. And okay, so guys, if you, I want you to comment below your questions for tomorrow's special guest. And Sam, any guesses who's coming tomorrow?
Tomorrow's...
okay, I'll give you a hint. Tomorrow, there's an international player joining us in the commentary booth. Okay? And his name starts with B.
Brad, no. It's probably right there, and for some reason I just...
Who could it be? B. Sam. What's going on here? Why didn't these two fold? Small blind. What was the need to defend here in the small blind? I don't understand.
That was just very strange.
Oh, Super Kings is all in with me. Yes, I double up from him with aces versus pocket 3s. In the tournament, guys.
They should play your stream side by side so we can watch both games.
Yeah. So give me a name now with B. It's a male poker player. Name starts with B. Fine. I'll give you the location also. Europe. This side.
Will I definitely?
Okay. I'll tell you one thing. He counts like this. So you count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. He counts like this.
I'm so confused now.
Who does that? Who counts like this? From which place do you count like that? And usually you count like this. Have you seen Inglorious Bastards?
No.
Then you would have immediately. Okay, Ben CB. I was trying to make that German thing.
That's the only one that I was trying to figure out. I was thinking of BBZ staking and something like that. Yeah.
Good one then. Yes. So we have Ben CB coming in here tomorrow. And I am so excited to ask him a few questions. In case anybody else has any question for Ben CB here, please put it in the chat. I will read it and I will ask him tomorrow. I'm going to kind of harass him tomorrow. So let me just put it out there.
Yeah, he's a real crusher online, so he'll have a lot to he'll have a lot to say.
Yeah, and a lot of students, I mean, in India are studying from Raise Your Edge, so it's always nice to have the guy and be able to ask him questions in person.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Hey, Ben, can I get a discount, please?
Yeah, we should do that. But yeah, according to you, Sam, which are the best? It's always, I feel like, you can always pick out 5 good poker courses. It's always about the players, the poker players who are behind the scenes working, right? If they're working, if they're putting in that work, like Ben CB and his team, BBZ and his team, these guys run it, Phil Galfon and his team, they work really hard. Duck Poke and his team, these guys I have really worked hard in creating this content that is now given to us. So it's always for me, I'm never able to choose which one to go to. I take a teaser a little bit, see how they talk. Am I able to get involved? Otherwise, for me, I need to understand stuff. For me, it's not just that how in school you could just grasp everything, but yeah, for me it's very different, and I like to pick my coach. But yeah, it's there's so many good options today.
Yeah, there's so many. Although I never really went down that route. I kind of wish I had for online, I suppose, because the trends are ever changing and it's hard to keep ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And now it's at the point where
But you're doing so much more also, right, Sam?
Yeah.
Now poker's taken a back seat in the sense that that's not your primary source of income. So you don't have to sabotage your main source of income by putting in so many hours into online and doing it the way you want to,
Yeah, no, that's correct. Yeah.
And you're having so much fun dropping in on these tournaments once in a while. I'm sure you play a bunch on Party.
Yeah.
Being in
They're great tournaments. I love PLO. That's what it's a bit more of an action game, so I just usually if I play online I'm playing PLO.
The great game of Pot Limit Omaha, like Joe Ingram says. He's the ambassador of PLO for me. And Sasha Lou, that lady. There's another female poker player. She's the greatest PLO player I know, and he's the greatest PLO player I know. And they both were dating, I think. I'm not sure.
Oh, really? Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah, that's it. Open face Chinese pineapple. Can you play that in India or?
I know poker. OFC. We guys play, and I'm sure a lot of sites. I guess you can play on Spartan itself.
You can, yeah, because I know you guys play it. But I was just wondering if you can play it, online or. even in the casino? Can you play it live? Or obviously not during,
Yeah, no. I haven't really. I guess they tried to do a OFC tournament once, but I don't know how it went down. But you play a lot of OFC, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, I used to play, just
and
tons of OFC.
do you play Jack's Fantasy or Queens?
Queens.
Same. Yay. I love it.
Or progressive, so if you get kings, you get an extra card. I think aces, you get...
OFC is so interesting because, that first move that you make, like once you're dealt maybe a pair and then you have this flush draw in your hand, the way you set your cards in that first one. So, Sam, okay, if you have an ace, that's kind of giving you 3 clubs. Okay, it's ace of clubs, giving you 3 clubs, 2 more clubs. And then you have another something. Would you put the ace on top or would you put it down and keep it open for a flush?
I'm always playing, to go to fantasy land.
Same.
So probably ace and some. I don't know.
Yeah, you never waste an ace on the bottom, right?
Sometimes I put the ace in the middle. Try to go the lazy way. Ace and then kings up top.
Oh, I've done that. Ace, king, queens, and they're like, yes, you're Riddick. And then I hate that because I get less cards.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just feel like Aces Fantasy is so much better. Once you have that, there's such a big chance of you recurring. So you should always go for that. Otherwise, don't try and bust for no reason.
And it's so hard to actually hit flushes in OFC. Harder than you imagine. You just sit there and you think, I'm going to get so many more deals. I could easily make a flush here, and then you just end up, bricking out. So. I usually,
And the worst is, Sam, when I have when I have a straight flush draw, and then I keep getting those suits, and I'm still waiting for the straight flush draw, and I'm discarding them, and then sorry.
And then eventually you just say, you give up and you put down a flush, and then the next card, it's there.
And guess what? You hit a normal straight because you've given up everything, and then you just hit a normal straight, and you're like, what did I do to myself? And also your opponent plays a lot with you, right? Like if you're playing, I've only played with my friends. So I request my friends that, if you see this card, can you please tell me that you have this card? and they lie to me. They're like, oh, it's just, we don't have it. We don't have it. They never tell me, and I always keep waiting for my card, and they've discarded in the first go. Dong.
I started playing PLO because, OFC because, firstly my wife was playing it, but then the APT introduced the pineapple-shaped trophies.
Uh-huh.
So I decided I have to play and get good at this to win the trophy. And I did end up winning, I think, 2 or 3 OFC tournaments. But in one of these tournaments, I still remember it in Manila, I got dealt my first 5 cards. I got dealt a royal flush. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And if you're in one of those, silly normal casino games, that's a massive jackpot.
Oh yeah, it was a tournament and not a clash.
I was like, what the hell?
Oh, sorry.
5 cards, royal flush, bam.
Yeah.
In a small tournament. Boo.
No. Imagine that happens in a casino and it's over for so many players. But yeah, I've seen at WSOP there are always few tables where people are playing really, really high stakes OFC.
Yeah, like 25 a point, 100 a point, yeah.
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 No, I don't advise any poker player who's gone there, who's wanted to do a WSOP schedule to go and sit and play OFC on the side.
Yeah, well, I can't remember, a female poker player, I can't remember who it was, actually tweeted.
Nice one,
wow.
Champion player.
Look at this. This is the second time he's flopped the nut flush, and actually Royal Killer's got
a pair and a flush draw.
And now a gut shot.
Yeah, amazing. And now this is what you wanted, Sam, a little bit action.
Oh, wow.
So I was saying, sorry for interrupting you, but I was just the reason why I brought up Victoria Casino was there was this player who is apparently known to be super rude. Okay, but he gets along with me. Like he's rude to everyone in the casino but me, and I love it. It's amazing sometimes. Like the fights he gets into on the tables. Oh, okay. This one gets away.
Yeah, there's lots of.
This has been going on for a very long time, Sam. We've been five-handed for. I mean, this hasn't happened before. Usually like quick bust outs and knockouts.
No, I actually thought that this might go quite quickly because of the bounty effect. I mean, yeah, players playing quite cautious.
Who are the poker superstars in UK?
In the UK? I mean, there's Sam Trickett.
Yeah, I heard his name. His
Sam
story is
Grafton.
crazy, right?
Yeah, I think he went to. I think he was maybe broke when he went to Vegas or something. I don't know. Which part of his story were you talking about?
This only. This only.
Yeah.
That he started, like, I guess he was doing odd jobs, and then he, before he got into poker, and it's insane.
Yeah, and I think he went to Vegas, and I don't think he had much on him, and I think he lost, and then he borrowed some money, or he got staked in a tournament, and then he won something, and then some things just take off, But I think one of the best players in the UK is Toby Lewis, and he's just
puts in a lot of work also.
Major luck box. He doesn't put in any work. He plays golf all year, then he goes to the Aussie Millions and wins 2 high rollers, or 1 and a second place, or the main event, or whatever.
He's all in with his pocket sevens, and
yeah, that's a nothing bounty, really. Is that just 5,000? Yeah.
Yes. So he will be less incentivized to call off, and I guess his calling range should be pocket nines here, or what? Maybe. I mean, I'm calling off exactly sevens plus, and my opponent had sevens here. So.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting. I'd be probably folding the king queen there. I don't know. It's really about the bounty for me. I know. I mean.
So yeah,
I don't know.
Basically you're willing to gamble. That's what you're trying to say here. 2 live cards, you're okay to flip it as long as your tournament life is not at risk. You cover the player. Let's do it. That's what you're asking.
No. I mean, it all depends on the bounty size. Like before, I was saying that king queen of spades was a snap call.
Yeah.
I probably would have folded it in this situation here.
Because only 5k bounty, and then we could be totally dominated.
Yeah.
We don't mind calling even ace-10 suited there, but it's just so hard to call up a small pocket pair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a bit frozen on my end.
Yeah, it says I'm trying to connect.
Okay, no worries.
Um,
Sam, what do you think we should ask Ben CV tomorrow? Is there anything, and you have any dirt on him, any gossip, anything that we can embarrass him by bringing up?
I don't actually.
These guys, Ben CV, Jordan, Ape Styles, they used to play $1,000 turbos or sit and goes back in the day. And
Is that Jordan Westmoreland or?
Jordan from BBC.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not familiar with. I'm not big with online.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and
Which is your most memorable live tournament?
Most memorable?
Yeah.
It's really hard, actually. I think one of my favourites it's obviously one that you win because, you get angry if you do anything but win, but it probably would be the ANZPT Melbourne main event, because that year I was going from place to place. It was crazy, and I ended up going to Mauritius to play the APT, and because that was the only time the tournaments were in the afternoon, in the evening. So in the afternoon I was doing nothing, and I looked, and there were satellites to the ANZPT, and I won a seat. And if I wasn't in Mauritius at the time, I wouldn't have won the seat. Anyway, I won the seat, and then I go to the airport to get a flight to Melbourne, but I have to fly via Paris, and the flight's fully booked. And they said you can't go. And I said, look, if I didn't make the flight, I wouldn't have made the tournament. And I eventually get to Melbourne. I crash out in the hotel. I get woken by the Crown manager messaging me, "Where are you? You're blinding out." I've flown from all the way to Paris, over to Melbourne. You're blinding out. Are you playing this tournament? So I get up, rush down to the casino, and I ended up winning the whole thing. And
wow. So, Sam, a lot of pros have told me that Australia is the best. Like Aussie Millions is like the best spot. Why? Give me 3 reasons, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vegas is the best spot, but I can understand why they'd say Aussie Millions is.
Thank God.
I mean,
you said Vegas.
Probably give more than 3 reasons. Number 1, the tennis is on, and the weather's really good.
Okay.
So the US Open, the Aussie Open's on, so you can go and watch the tennis.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That time. Oh wow, amazing.
Number 2, just the
like Vegas, you can always go for a boxing match. You can always go for UFC fights happening, and there's there are like so many musicians who are playing and stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
I've been to the UFC. People, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah. I really want to go to Vegas, but the Crown Melbourne, the hospitality is just probably the best in the world. The food's amazing, even in the food court. They do really good Indian food, actually, for some reason in Melbourne. Yeah,
wow.
Or probably what I would consider good, and the value in the tournaments.
Why? Are people bad? Like Aussie, those guys are bad at poker. I love your face on this one. Who's the idol there?
When I was playing online, I basically ended up winning a package to go there, and it's the first time I ever played a 10K tournament, and I thought that it would be really, really hard, but it was ridiculous. Yeah, it was just.
And listen, Sam, is Gold Coast one of the like hotspots for poker as well, or is it just a touristy place? Because I heard Gold Coast is so beautiful. It's a beach and food, like you said, and the weather.
I was going to go to Gold Coast to play a tournament once, but I'd never got there, and so I've never been there. So, but I hear it's really nice, and yeah, there's definitely poker there too. So,
okay, fair enough. I'm gonna go.
Well, clearly, guys, there's been some very exciting conversations that have happened, and I think that has disrupted the stream a little bit here. I've just been informed that we are facing a little bit of a technical glitch, and we're going to be restarting the stream in some time once this glitch gets resolved. So what we're going to do is come back to you very, very shortly once it gets resolved and show you the end of the final table as it takes place. Apologies for this technical glitch, but unfortunately, there's only so much that we can do for the present situation. So that's where we're at right now. To all the viewers who have tuned in, please stay tuned in. We will be coming back shortly with the end of this final table in the replay that we will show you. In the meantime, though, we will take a short break and be right back with all of the action, hopefully. There'll be a fresh stream that'll start very, very shortly. Once again, apologies. And, well, these things happen. So
Yeah, chill out.
it's too bad that we faced it at this time, like they say. Hopefully it doesn't take place tomorrow at the main event. But did we reveal our special guest for tomorrow?
Oh yeah, we did. You won't believe it. Like what all stupid things I did right now to make Sam. I was like playing virtual Scribble with him, and I was like, okay, I'll ask you, Peter. Should I do the same?
Well, considering I know the name of the guest, that might be a really quick sort of end to the game.
I know. Okay.
But it's
Fair
fantastic that we're going to have someone of that caliber who's going to join us for the main stream, for the main event stream tomorrow. So make sure that you are tuned in tomorrow. And as for today's Headhunter tournament, unfortunately, we are disconnected due to technical glitches. But we will bring back the live stream and the end of that Headhunter final table very, very soon. So stay tuned to catch who the winner is of that Headhunter event. In the meantime, though, we will bid you goodbye and keep you updated as soon as the remaining part of that stream goes up live. Till then, we'll see you.
Okay.